Amen.
Right, was, all up. And he's grateful when you make the right decisions about everything. Well, I guess I could go on, but I don't think I should. Thank you thanks for your time.
All right, thank you.
I'm going home someday, I will look down on you guys and see you keep doing it.
We have no doubt that you'll be watching. Thank you, Ray. Mr. Chair, one other thing. Question for council. Is there any kind of a process we can define? No, this is the second time this has come up. We had a fellow give bid at the podium after we accepted some sealed bids. Can we identify some type of process where this won't happen again in the future and put it in writing?
Sure. It is not difficult to have a process when you're trying to get the greatest economic return for the property. So if you're trying to sell it, it's very easy to say, well, we're gonna do a sealed bid and whoever offers most money. That's easy enough. The problem comes in is when you're using your authority to try to help the community and charitable organizations that do good works. The only way really to do that, if you've got competing folks, is to look at their proposals and decide which one you think is the most beneficial to the community. There's not really a good way to do that other than just have both proposals sit in front of you and decide. So that's why we're kind of in this position.
Okay.
Any other comments? We direct the staff to set up a meeting.
Move on down there again.
All right. We move on now, to, we're gonna do item number 5, review of possible approval of the letter of, intent for contract with the Fort Blue Building.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, y'all received a copy of the contract, Mr. Reed drafted over the weekend. Crawford has been in contact with the prospective buyers, and we are trying to get a hold of their attorneys to review that. So today, we're really not prepared to ask you to move on this, because we don't want y'all to move on it, and then the other attorneys say, oh, well, I need to change this and this and this. So what we are prepared to do is bring it to you, and I think y'all looked at it. Is this the direction that you want us to head with it, is to put this contract together, and it would go through the same process as Mr. Reeves mentioned. It would be advertised in the paper, and then it would come back before a public hearing. But, in trying to go back and forth with them and their attorney out of town, we wanted to make sure that when it does come to you, that you move on it. It is agreeable on both parties, and we're not able to do that today. But it's in substantial completion, but, you know, any change would have to come right back to you.
Right.
So we want to just go ahead and just ask you if this is the direction you want us to head with the contract. And what we did was we used substantially similar contract that we used with certified towing.
Right.
And so, Mr.
I
Reeves?
think some of the things are a little different. What we did was, the contract provides that before closing, that they would have to come and have a development plan approved by this board. So in other words, they're gonna have to show you, before you close, before you transfer title, they're gonna have to have a plan. And that plan would say, well, we're going to do this type of business and facility, we're going to refab it, refurbish it in this manner, we're gonna expend this amount of money, all that sort of stuff. They're also gonna have to show you that they have the financial means to do that. They're gonna have to either show you loan commitment or funds on hand, those types of things. Once they do that and have the plan together, then you would go ahead and close. After closing, they would have, and I forget the exact date, so then they have a year to complete the refurbishment, and building and 50 employees within, I think, 2 years. Right? And I don't remember exactly. And so that's kind of the way you would do that when you've got when you're giving someone a facility for economic development purposes. You have to put some strings on it that show that they are required to use it for economic development. One of the things, though, that will come up, and asked, is that many times when someone takes one of these facilities to turn it into a factory or whatever, they're going to need to put a mortgage on the property, they're going to need to borrow money. And so what we would most likely end up doing would be doing a subordination of our reverter clauses to that mortgage. So in other words, if they borrow money to put money into the property, to refurbish the property, then that, if that's not paid, well, the bank's mortgage is gonna have to come in front of our reverter clauses, because they won't
Yeah.
put any money into
Of
the
course.
refurbishment.
Mhm.
And so that will probably come back.
Council, the amount that you have in the contract, would that cover all our expenses, $1,500, survey, tile search, and all that good stuff?
And what I did was, the way we had set it up before with certified code, we had basically said, okay, well, they just have to pay all the closing costs. The problem with that is this, there are certain costs that have to be done before, that have to be incurred before closing. And so if you don't end up closing, then the county just eats that. So what I did here was, I moved the search and examination fees for the title commitment and the cost of the survey, I moved that over to the county to pay, but then made the purchase price $2,500. And that should be plenty to cover those expenses. And they would pay that at the time they signed the contract. So if it did go away, then, you know, you got enough money there to cover the costs. And that was kind of the thought there. In the survey, of course, now, we want to be the ones doing the survey, because where those lines, so we've got to still have the jail right next to it, so where those lines are, you want to be very certain that those are done properly
Right.
and the survey's done correctly.
Right, and, Mr. Powell?
Yes, sir, Mr. Kaufman covered most of it. The principals agree with the contract in general. There was some terminology on the subverter clause that they wanted to make sure met the SBA financing requirements. And so they had asked that, because their attorney has not had time to review it, that they agree with it in principle, but they just wanted their attorney to be able to review it, and also probably speak to the county attorney and make some adjustments as far as that goes to meet SBA requirements. So we just asked that the commission at this point, we want to make sure the commissioners were in agreement with the contract in general, and then we'll resubmit once their attorneys have time to review.
Actually, let me, that's a great question. If, the reverter clauses are the ones that control if they don't do what they say they're gonna do, if it comes back, that's in the proposed deed that's attached to the contract. So it's the last, I don't know, 5 pages is the statutory deed. And then if you go to you start on page 2, it's got a reverter clause that says that, that number 2, within no later than 6 months, the developer shall show that he's begun construction. No later than number 3, no later than 24 months, the developer shows he's completed construction. And then 4, no later than 36 months, meaning 3 years, they're gonna show they've got the business up and going, and there's 50 full-time permanent employees. So that's, take care of it.
Okay. All right, Sheriff, I know you had some comments on that, you spoke to me earlier, so, let you come
Just a
forward.
point of information, Brian Kaufman came down and met with us, and also our jail personnel. We just had one request maybe to the county attorney, that in the current contract that y'all sent us a copy of, that eastern border there from the jail, we would like or request maybe some restrictive writing in there. So that currently, the contract, we saw the easement is right up to the fence, which doesn't create a security issue. Even a verbal agreement, I don't think will be strong enough, that we need something in there that is a restricted area.
Oh, absolutely. So
If there-
have a setback?
Yeah, some of the setback, I mean, we even talked about the possibility of a second perimeter fence or something, which could be I have no idea. But we just wanted to bring that to your attention.
How far do y'all need it off that
Well,
fence?
I'm not sure. So, with the problem's gonna be, if it is very far, then it restricts the flow of the trucks that they may have. We have our meal trucks, and that's our only delivery gate that we have for big trucks coming into the jail. So it just needs to be a point of discussion. I feel like there may be something better clarified and put in writing regarding that.
Absolutely.
I have no reason to think it could be perfectly resolved or worked out. I think we just need, now's the time to do it.
Oh, absolutely, and we had already put in the deal that the county's use, meaning the jail use, was, that their use was subordinate to the jail use. So obviously, to the extent that would ever conflict, the jail use has to take priority. But yeah, if we do need to back that up off the fence or whatever, yeah, now's the time, let's get that nailed down before anybody expends any money out there or anything else, they need to know the rules of the game.
Thank you.
And also, council, there's no mention in the revert clause about the easement, it's only the actual property of the new building. So some of that stuff would need to, there don't need to be 6 months waiting time. There's some construction things to protect the safety and security of the facility that will need to be done prior to the beginning of construction. If that can be done some kind of way in the legal of the revert clause.
Sure. It's on page 2, it says
Right, but there's nothing about the easement, it's just talking about the,
above the revert clause. The part of the first part, use.
right, yeah. That we'll
use
have
easement
equal
property,
ingress and
they-
egress.
Okay, use pursuant to the easement granted herein shall be subordinate to the party of the first part, which is the county's use of the easement property for jail law enforcement purposes. That's what that was for, but if we need to actually, put so many feet or whatever, they can't come within so many feet of the fence, yeah, absolutely, let's do that.
Okay.
Do you all have any specific feet? I think the sheriff said.
And we can talk about that, but we don't, let's see what y'all are comfortable with, and we'll put it in the contract, if that's okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, the next question is, does the board feel comfortable with this is the direction we want to go in? Understood, Mr. Reeves.
Well, we'll bring it back to the next meeting, but we just wanna make sure this is the direction y'all want to head in. If there was something y'all saw that you wanted to add, or
Well, I understand that their attorneys is gonna look at this as well.
Their attorney is out of town currently, he should be back in the first of next week.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Tommy and Bill agree with me.
That's correct.
And what the sheriff brought up on the setbacks and whatever we can do with the jail, that needs to be considered.
All right, so we will.
As a possible, Sheriff, I didn't know if you're still back there, there was some preliminary conversation about the possibility if the sheriff's department would like to possibly put some type of a gate at the front of the easement area, that the sheriff's department and their truck